Good morning students. Welcome to science video class. In this video we are going to learn separation of substances part 2. Already in part 1 video we completed how to separate solids from other solids. Today in this video we will learn separation of insoluble solids from liquids. You learnt already all solids won't dissolve in water, right? Some solids like stones, husk, dead insects won't dissolve in water. This undissolved solids and harmful solids should be removed from the useful liquids. Have you ever wondered why your mother soaks rice grains in water before cooking them? Yeah, this helps them to remove the insoluble solids like tiny pieces of straw, dirt, insects, etc. So here the rice grains settles down in the water as it is heavier. So here the heavier component settles after water is added to it. The process is called sedimentation. When the water is removed from the mixture after settling of solids, the process is called decantation. So, sedimentation and decantation are one of the method to remove the insoluble solids from liquids. Another one method is there to remove the insoluble solids, that is nothing but filtration. This process by which two substances are separated by using a filter is called filtration. This filtration method is commonly used method in our homes. After preparing tea, we separate tea leaves from the tea using a strainer. Strainer is nothing but a mesh held in a frame. The strainer in fact acts as a filter. You can ask one question: can we separate these tea leaves and liquid with the process of decantation? Yes, to some extent, but some tea leaves will still come in the cup. Thus, filtration is a better method of separation than decantation. Can you give examples of filtration? Yes, removing pulp from fresh fruit juice, preparing cottage cheese at home, etc. Okay. During this filtration process, the insoluble solid particles stay in the filter and the liquid passes through it. The insoluble solid should be bigger than the holes in the filter so that these are retained in the filter. Next, we are going to learn how to separate soluble solids from liquids. Can you say how we get salt? Yes, salt is obtained from seawater by evaporation. I hope you learnt already about evaporation. The process of converting a liquid into its vapor form is called evaporation. Let me explain how is salt obtained. Seawater is allowed to stand in shallow ponds or pits. water gets heated due to sunlight and slowly turns into vapor. Salt is left behind, but we cannot consume as it need to be purified before consumption. So, soluble solids can be separated by evaporation. Can you separate sand and salt? Let me explain the activity. It is in your book. Take a mixture of sand and salt. Add some water in that mixture so that the salt get dissolved in water and the sand settles down. Now the sand can be separated by sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Now the decanted or filtered water contains salt in it, isn't it? Because salt dissolves in water, so separate this salt. Evaporation and condensation method should be used to separate the salt from water. How to separate this salt? Transfer this liquid into a kettle and close its lid. Heat the kettle for some time. The water starts to boil and steam comes out through the spout of the kettle. Now take a metal plate with some ice on it. Hold the plate above the spout of the kettle. When the steam comes out and touches the metal plate with cooled ice, it condenses and forms liquid water. This liquid water should be collected in another beaker which should be kept near the kettle. So, the process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid form is called condensation. Understood, children? Okay. What happens when we add more amount of salt or sugar in a cup of water? When we add 1 spoon of salt or sugar, it dissolves in 1 glass of water, isn't it? If we add 25 spoon of salt or sugar, will it dissolve in 1 glass of water? No, it won't dissolve. It starts to settle at the bottom of the glass. If yes, this means no more salt can be added to that 1 glass of water. The solution is said to be saturated solution. Understood, children? If the quantity of water is more, then more amount of salt or sugar can be added. Understood? If we heat the solution, little more amount of sugar or salt can be added and the saturation point will differ. At the same time, if the water is cool, then less amount of salt or sugar can be dissolved in water. This is because of the molecules present in the water. Already you learnt about the molecules in your lower class. Tiny particles present in matter is called molecules. In solids, the molecules are tightly packed. In liquids, the molecules are loosely packed. And in gas, it is very far away. When the liquid is heated, the molecules move far away so that it able to dissolve more amount of substances. At the same time, if the liquid is cool, then the molecules comes closer to each other so it able to dissolve less amount of substances. Understood, children? Okay. The lesson gets over. We learnt how to separate solids from other solids. In that, we learnt 4 methods: hand picking, sieving, threshing, winnowing. Then we learnt how to separate insoluble solids from liquids. In that, I explained 3 processes: sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Next, we learned separation of soluble solids from liquids. In this, we learned evaporation and condensation. And at the last, I explained about saturated solution. So, the lesson gets over. Read the lesson carefully. In next video, we will write the classwork and book exercise. Obey your parents. Okay. Complete your school works immediately. We have completed 6 lessons: fiber to fabric, components of food, living organism characteristics and habitat, light, shadow and reflection, sorting materials into groups, separation of substances. Okay, children, I hope you all are fine. Stay safely inside your home and obey your parents. Bye.